Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranjaiva Narottamam Devin Saraswatin Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktin Bhavadir Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devagi Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 6, text number 22. 2622. The canto name is The Cosmic Manifestation and the chapter name is Purusha Shukta Confirmed. Please repeat the sloka behind me. Yasmāt aṇḍaṁ virāḍ jajñe.
Yasmād aṇḍaṁ virāḍ jajñe.
Bhūtendriya-guṇātmakaḥ.
bhūtendriya-guṇātmakaḥ.
Dravyam atyagād viśvaṁ.
Dravyam atyagād viśvam.
Gobhiḥ sūrya ivātapan.
Gobhiḥ sūrya ivātapan.
Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. Yasmād.
Yasmād.
From whom?
From whom?
Aṇḍaṁ.
Aṇḍam.
The universal globes.
The universal globes.
Virāṭ.
Virāṭ.
And the gigantic universal form.
And the gigantic universal form.
Jajñe.
Jajñe.
Appeared.
Bhūta.
Bhūta. Elements.
Indriya.
Senses.
Guṇa-ātmakaḥ.
Qualitative. Dravyam. The universes and the universal form, etc. Atyagād. Surpassed. viśvam. All the universes. Gobhiḥ. By the rays. Sūryaḥ. The sun. Iva. Like. Ātapan. Distributed rays and heat. Translation. And translation purport by Zirvengre Sabhaya Charnavranda A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation, please repeat behind me. From that personality of Godhead, all the universal globes and the universal form with all material elements, qualities and senses are generated. Yet he is aloof from such material manifestations. Like the sun, which is separate from its rays and heat. Purport. The supreme truth has been ascertained in the previous verse as Purusha or the Purushottama, the Supreme Person. The Absolute Person is the Ishvara or the Supreme Controller. By his different energies, the Ekapat Vibhuti manifestation of the material energy of the Lord is just like one of the many mysteries of the Lord, by whom the Lord is not so much attracted, as indicated in the language of the Gita, Bhinna Prakritihi. But the region of the Tripad Vibhuti, being a pure spiritual manifestation of the energy of the Lord, is, so to speak, more attractive to him. The Lord, therefore, generates the material manifestations by impregnating the material energy. And then, within the manifestations, he expands himself as the gigantic form of the Visvarupa. The Visvarupa, as it was shown to Arjuna, is not the original form of the Lord. The original form of the Lord is the transcendental form of Purushottama or Krishna himself. It is very nicely explained herein that he expands himself just like the sun. The sun expands itself by its terrible heat and rays, yet the sun is always aloof from such rays and heat. The impersonalist takes into consideration that rays of the Lord without any information of the tangible, transcendental, eternal form of the Lord known as Krishna. Therefore, Krishna in his supreme personal form with two hands and flute is bewildering for the impersonalist, who can accommodate only the gigantic Vishwarupa of the Lord. They should know that the rays of the sun are secondary to the sun. And similarly, the impersonal gigantic form of the Lord is also secondary to the personal form of Purushottama. The Brahma Samhita 5.37 confirms this statement as follows. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Pradibhi Vitavish Tabirya Yeva Nija Rupataya Kalabihi Bhologa Yeva Nivastati Agilantamo bhūta Agilatma bhūta Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, the one who enlivens the senses of everyone by his personal bodily rays, resides in his transcendental abode called Gologa. Yet, he is present in every nook and corner of his creation by expansions of happy spiritual rays, equal in power to his personal potency of bliss. He is therefore simultaneously personal and impersonal by his inconceivable potency, or he is the one without a second, displaying complete unity in a diversity of material and spiritual manifestation. He is separate from everything and still nothing is different from him. Om Tassat. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmulidamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Putale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavad Pashasha Deshatarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today's sloka is again the discussion between Brahma and Narada. So the Brahma is explaining about the creation and explaining about giving the knowledge about the Supreme Lord. Because now Narada, he was thinking that Brahma, since Brahma is doing the creation activity, so he is the topmost. He was not aware that Brahma also working under the guidance of the Supreme Lord. So Brahma is a supreme secondary creator. So that understanding was not there. It is not having that knowledge, because this is the situation is made by the Supreme Lord so that Brahma can explain this knowledge, because Brahma is a supreme authority, because he is the creator, he generated from the Supreme Lord. He is a supreme authority, so that he can explain, since the supreme authority, he himself explained to his son Narada. So, and that can be, again, this is the authoritative wordings, because no, we cannot go and see and explore, or any other human beings or any other celestial beings, they can go and take care of all those things, check all those things. But since Brahma is the first living entity created in this material world, he can explain, he knows the things, and because He got the knowledge from the Supreme Lord. So he is the authoritative person. He can explain the things to everyone. And that we have to accept as it is. And now, in the today's sloga, he was explaining that the entire universal, all the universal globes and the universal form within the universal globe as a material element, qualities and senses are generated. So he is giving the knowledge that from the personality of Godhead, everything is created. But even though everything is created from the personality of Godhead, Lord is aloof from the material manifestation. So for that, Brahma giving the analogy, the sun. So when we can feel the sun is there, when there is a light, the rays of the sun rays and the heat. By feeling that, we can feel that, we can say that sun is there in the town. So even a blind person can also feel that sun rays. If he heat, he can feel the heat. And the rays, he cannot see the rays, but he can feel the heat. And he can say it is coming from the sun. So how the sun aloof from the rays and heat? Even though sun is there, but the rays and heat, it is coming from the sun. It is said that our scientists identified that it will take 7 minutes to reach the sun rays, which is started from the sun. It will take 7 minutes to reach the earth. Once it is started, 7 minutes it will take. So after 7 minutes only, it will reach the earth. So that much distance the sun is there. But we are seeing that we are able to see the sun is like a small disk, and we are saying that okay, we are identifying the sun is there. Since everybody accepting that, now no one can deny that sun is there. Okay, nobody can deny, because everybody can able to see the sun. So we are everybody accepting universally. But it is compared with the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord also, like the sun, everything emanates from him. All the material and spiritual world emanates from him. That the Supreme Lord himself is confirming in Bhagavad Gita. So everything emanates from me, but still I am aloof from me. Like that Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. So how the sun is aloof from the thing? So the similar way, Krishna also aloof from all the material creation. But the Lord is how the sun energy is coming, like the sun ray here touching the earth. Billions of kilometers away, the sun is there, but still it is reaching the earth. The sun rays is able to reach the earth, and we are able to feel the heat. So the similar way, even though Lord is there in the Goloka Vrindavana, his energy is there in the form of how it is, the heat is coming. The similar way, his energy is pervaded in all over the universes. And also, this is viśvaṁ, is the virāṭ rupa of the Supreme Lord. The entire universe is virāṭ rupa, expanded himself in the virāṭ rupa. So whatever we are seeing, that the plants, mountains, everything is all the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So here, Prabhupada also explaining that, again, he is talking about the Tripada Vibhuti and Ekapada Vibhuti. So this material creation is called Ekapada Vibhuti, and the spiritual world is called Tripada Vibhuti. So Lord Krishna, he don't want to give more attention to the material world. He doesn't like to give attention to the material world. That's why he is visiting this material world. He is saying in Bhagavad Gita, when he will reach when he will come to this material world, Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya shadrchutam dharma samsthavanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Whenever there is a problem, to save them, to protect the sadhus, to annihilate the miscreants, and to re-establish the dharma, I will appear into this material world. Means yuge, millennium after millennium, I will appear. That's what Krishna is saying. But if he is coming here millennium after millennium, but where he is residing then? Remaining days, remaining time. So all the remaining times, his focus is on only on the spiritual world. Why? Because the spiritual world is Tripada Vibhuti. That means it is the 75% of this creation is the Tripada Vibhuti, is the spiritual world. So there, so the living entity in this material world is only is a Ekapada Vibhuti, is the 1/4 of this creation is the material world. In that, we are seeing that only human being himself, it is there, 84 lakhs of species are there, human being species. And all the other species, we cannot count how many living entities are there in this material world. But Krishna himself is saying that it is 1/4 of my creation. So then, if the 1/4 of creation itself, it has these many living entities, because we are able, because some of the living entities we are unable to see through our eyes. In front of us, the bacteria, viruses, everything is roaming. Amoeba is the very tiny living entities are roaming. On the tip of a needle, there are millions of living entities can stay there. That's the creation of the Supreme Lord. That many creations are there in this material world. So we cannot count. It is countless creations are there in this material world. Living entities are there in the material world. So countless in the one material universe, like that, so many universes are there. So how many living entities will be? Each and every planetary system, even each and every universe, living entities are there. That's what Krishna is confirming. Then, if it is 1/4 of creation, only it has this much. Then 3/4, we cannot imagine how much living entities, perfect living entities. Those are the perfected, liberated living entities who are there in the spiritual world. So Krishna, so obviously his focus on his paritraya sadhunam. Even though he is coming to the material world, his first work is to take care of the sadhus. So similar way, the 3/4 of material world, with 3/4 of his creation in the spiritual world, is always his focus is to take care of and enjoy the time with the pure devotees of the Lord, who the liberated souls, always he was enjoying there. But whenever there is a time is required, then he is visiting this material world. So he is not much interested in the material world. Because the material world, many are, and even in the current society, if you see, many people are 90%, more than 90% people are not having the faith on the Supreme Lord. Even though, see, the many scriptures are saying how the universe is getting created. Scriptures saying very clearly how it is created, all those things. No, they are not ready to understand or accept that. And some of the people, they are in the ignorance. So they are not reading this. Another people also, they are in the ignorance. Even though somebody is saying they are hearing, they are saying that these are all the tales. They are the stories. It is not a real thing. If somebody says the stories, because they themselves showing, yes, they are considering the people who, the devotees who provided this, and about the Supreme Lord, they are next to their next house, people are there, they are also cheating people. Similar way, all are cheating in this material world. That is the way they are thinking. So they are thinking that these are the cheating propaganda. So, but only the devotees and only the fortunate people can understand these are all the Parama Satyam. This is the absolute truth, because this knowledge is coming out from the Supreme Lord. We can see this in the Bhagavad Gita also. In Bhagavad Gita 7.7, Krishna is saying that Mattaha parataram nanyet kinchit asti dhananjaya sarvam ida protam sutre manigana yiva. Krishna is saying that, O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. So there is nothing superior to me. You don't want to know anything beyond me. Everything rests upon me. Whatever is the creation, everything is resting upon me. As pearls are strung on a thread. So if you, whatever we are wearing, it's kind of now it is a Gandimala. Similarly, the pearl mala, if you see, the pearl will be strung like how it is strung, or how it is, inside there is a thread which is holding all the pearls. Because of that, it is look nice. It is together. So if there is thread is not there, it will be scattered here and there. The similar way, whatever the creation, it is like, it's a kind of a pearls. All the planetary system, everything is a pearl strung on the thread. The thread. So the thread is, who is the thread? Supreme Lord is the thread who is behind the scene. He is not visible to outside. And in 9.4, Bhagavad Gita 9.4, here Krishna is confirming. Maya tatam itam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina mastani sarva bhutani nachadam teshu avastitaham. So he is saying that again, by me, in my unmanifested form, the entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. So this here again he is saying that I am aloof from all the creation. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. So that is the unmanifested form, which is the universal form, which is the Brahman, which is pervaded. It is a impersonal Brahman, impersonal. He is spread all over, is with energies, he is spread all over the universe. There is no place, not even a tip of your needle, how much space. Even that place also, we cannot say Lord is not there. In even that kind of that much place also, Lord's energy is there. And then again, in Bhagavad Gita 9.5, Nachamatstani bhutani pasya me yogam aishvaryam bhuta brahmacha bhutasto mamatma bhuta bhavakaha. So here again he is saying that, and yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of the living entities, and although I am everywhere, I am not part of this cosmic manifestation of myself is the very source of creation. So here also Krishna is confirming that I am the source of the creation with the material manifestation, cosmic manifestation, but I am not part of that. My energy, this is all my energy. So my energy is pervaded, but I am not part of that. So in our body also, the living entity, which is the living entity, the soul is in this body, in our body, it is living is a tiny, very, very tiny. It is, you cannot see the soul through our scientific inventions. It is not at all possible. So even you can see the bacteria, virus, even using that device also, you cannot see the soul of the individual soul. Because inside of the amoeba or bacteria, the soul will be there. So how much tiny it will be there. So that much tiny, it is that much tiny size is for all the living entities, even whether it is an elephant, whether it is a whale, blue whale, which is the 30 elephant size, which is there in the ocean, that whale also having that much tiny soul only. So that soul cannot be visible. But since the soul is in this body, our energy is pervaded, this is spreaded all over the body. It is there all over the body. So even though sleep also, we are able to see, we are able to feel somebody touch our legs, somebody touch our head, anywhere. Since the energy is there everywhere, but the soul is very tiny, but the energy of the soul, it is spreaded all over the body. The similar way, if you consider this material creation as the, and the spiritual creation as the body of the Lord, Lord is there in the supreme abode, in the Goloka Vrindavana is personally, but his energy, it is there. How the all over our energy is there in all over the body. Similarly, since the creation is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, his energy is spreaded all over the places. There is no place we cannot say Lord is not there. So in our body also, it is, we are saying that, scientists also saying that heart, the heart region, the soul is there. There is no other place. Or is there only one place it is there, but it is energy spread all over the body. So that we have to understand. And in the 10.8, Krishna is saying, what he is saying? Agham sarvaisya prabhavo mattaha sarvam pravartate idi matva bhajante mam udabhava samanvitaha. So here Krishna is confirming, I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. So here it is a absolute truth is saying, Krishna is absolute truth. He is saying the absolute truth words. I am the source of spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. Whatever it is coming out from Krishna only. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So the persons who knows that, they are the wise persons. What they will do? They will engage definitely. Immediately they will engage in the my devotional service of the Supreme Lord, and with wholeheartedly they will worship the Supreme Lord. This is the quality of the devotees. Yes, by reading this, if we are reading, we are able to feel that, okay, how great the Lord is, how he revealed this knowledge to us. That the feeling it coming to us. But the same people who are all the atheistic people, if they read means they are thinking that even though they are reading, they are thinking that okay, this is not, if somebody wrote this, it is not Krishna's. That is the way they are thinking. It's not, there is no Krishna, so no God. So it is somebody wrote and died. So that is the way they are thinking. So we should not fall prey on that kind of understanding. So we should understand that everything, spiritual world, material world, everything emanates from the Supreme Lord. He is the maintainer, He is the creator, He is the annihilator, He is the maintainer. And only the material world it is getting annihilated, Supreme world as it will be there. So we have to worship the Lord. We have to, the only serving the Lord is the only our duty, even in the, that is our swadharma, any world, whether it is a supreme world or the material world. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami is referring the discussion between Brahma and Narada. And Brahma, in his Brahma Samhita, he is confirming the same thing. What he is saying? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda, the one who enlivens the senses of everyone by his personal bodily rays, resides in his transcendental abode called Goloka. So, but he is present in every nook and corner of his creation and expansions of happy spiritual rays, equal in power to his personal potency of bliss. So here also, in Brahma Samhita also, Brahma is confirming that Lord is staying in his personal abode, but the rays emanates from him. That is the energy of the Lord. It is pervaded, it is spreaded all over the places. So that's what he's saying, that's the reason he is simultaneously personal and impersonal. Because the sun is there. So because of the sun, the rays is coming. Without the sun, there is no rays there is no heat in the daytime. So without the sun, we cannot expect there is the light, and there is the light and the rays. So that is the reason we cannot say that because of the rays and the heat, sun is there. We cannot say like that. Because of the sun, this is there. So that means the rays and the heat are the secondary for the sun. Sun is the primary. Because of that, everything is there. The similar way, all his creation is the source is a Supreme Lord. So he is the the virāṭ Rupa, he explained as a virāṭ Rupa is the material creation. So we cannot say that from virāṭ Rupa he is there. We cannot say like that. We can say that since Supreme Lord is there was personally in the Goloka Vrindavana, he expanded how the sun rays is coming to this material world, how it is secondary. Similar way, this virāṭ Rupa of also the secondary to the Lord, the secondary compared to the personal form of the Lord. So there is no difference, and we cannot differentiate that. Okay, this is Lord is different. This is different, because we cannot differentiate. Sun is different. Sun rays is different. It's a impersonal form. The sun's impersonal form is the rays and the heat. Similar way, the material creation is the impersonal form, and the natural and spiritual creation is the impersonal form of the Supreme Lord. So it's said that everywhere. Personally, he is living in the Goloka Vrindavana. So this is the reason we are all called ourselves as a personalist. We are worshipping the Supreme Lord as a person. We are not an impersonalist. We are accepting that Lord is impersonal also. So that is our philosophy. So we should able to defeat, if somebody talking that Lord has no form, then we have to defeat them with this knowledge. Whatever the knowledge we are getting from this Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, that knowledge should be, whatever the ignorant people will speaking something else, that should be defeated. So that is the reason we are even though we are repeating this Bhagavad Gita slokas, Bhagavatam slokas, again and again, the same thing is coming. Why? Because it is still not catch in our brain, and also still not catch, as well as it should always, everywhere it is saying, He's a supreme, He's a supreme, He's a supreme. That should be always in the subconscious mind. Even when you are sleeping in the deep sleep, somebody waking up and asking who is the Supreme Lord, immediately you should say, Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And he's a personal, he's a person, he's not an impersonal. So that much knowledge we should have. For that only we are, and all the acharyas repeating the same thing again and again, again and again, again and again. Hare Krishna. Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any